everybody, and welcome to episode 602 of Good Luck High Five.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you play Magic the Gathering. Whether you're sweating or you're not sweating, we are here for you.
I feel like you've used that opener before, Megan.
Wow, do you know what? I think that I maybe have.
It just goes to show.
A little warm.
It's hot here in Minnesota right now, which
Yes.
quite frankly is not something I signed up for as a Minnesotan.
Yeah, honestly, it should not be happening.
No, we live in
Pass.
the cold, frozen tundra, and that's how it should
Although,
stay.
honestly, I also want to pass on that.
Oh, well, okay. So, what are you looking for here?
This is just like perfect spring weather.
I would go for fall 24/7.
Oh, yeah, fall is also acceptable.
Long fall.
I also don't mind summer weather when it's like free time and you can go to the lake.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Unlimited free time summer weather, totally acceptable.
Yeah, but this nonsense.
No, I have to work. No.
You know
and
what?
be hot.
Is there a place in the world
Tough.
that I could live where it's fall all year round?
I don't know.
Because you can definitely live where it's winter all year. You can
Okay.
live where it's summer all year.
What
Likewise, I don't know if you can live
place
somewhere
has
if
the
it's spring all
best
year.
weather all year round? Okay, here we go.
Well, I was specifically looking for fall because I want always it to just be a forever autumn
Oh, yeah.
situation. Like the closest place on earth that it feels the most like fall all the time, because that's my favorite season.
Okay. San Diego, California. Mild temperatures, low humidity.
I don't buy that. That's fall. That's probably the nicest weather.
That's probably the nicest weather. Okay. What place,
Where is it always
what place
fall?
has fall weather? Oh, okay. Other people have asked this.
It's probably going to say Seattle, isn't it?
Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
You could have said 100 places, and I would not have guessed Tennessee for any of them.
Asheville, North Carolina.
Hey, Asheville, big fan.
You've been there.
Big fan.
Denver, Colorado. That's not true. Summer is hot in Colorado.
What the heck?
Let's see. Bergen in Norway. Oh, no, but apparently winter it's snowy.
Oh, yeah, that's Norway.
So 8 U.S. cities for those who love fall.
Well, that's just going to be nice colors.
Yeah, no, you're right. This is like, or like
Google,
people who like it. Okay.
I'm asking a very specific question here.
Yeah.
I don't think you're understanding me.
19 best places to live if you love fall weather. No, I feel like these are all.
It's just going to be leaf places.
Let me tell you, one of them is Springfield, Missouri, and having been there, pass.
Well, listeners, if you know where I should live for fall all year round, please let me know. That'd be fun to understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, on this episode, not only are we going to tell you where in the world you should live based on what season you enjoy the most, we're also going to be talking about Bloomburrow.
I'm just saying that people really genuinely do seem to think that San Diego is like good.
Like the best of anywhere
Is
in the
like
world.
in the U.S. I think they call San Diego kind of like a Mediterranean climate where the winter is mild, but the summer is also fairly mild.
So they're trying to be the Greece of the U.S.
Yes, I believe that San Diego's marketing slogan is San Diego, the Greece of the Midwest.
And then
Or
people
the
started spelling it
US.
the other way, and then the slogan really got
And then
out of control.
it really fell apart. All right. Anyways, Maria, you were trying to talk about something relevant.
Well, Bloomburrow is so relevant.
Yes, it really is. It's so cute.
It's a great set. It's out right now. We've been drafting up a storm.
Let me tell you, the number of people who play none to minimal Magic who have texted us about Bloomburrow.
Yes.
Sky high.
It is the highest of any set
All-time
that
high.
I can remember.
Absolutely.
Random people texting me saying, I love Bloomburrow, coming up to me on the street and being like, I love Bloomburrow. Not that I'm like walking the street and people are coming up to me talking about Bloomburrow.
But like people that we know are like, I love Bloomburrow.
Yes. And literally yesterday I was on the street. I just happened to be on the street and somebody I knew came up to me and said, I've been loving Bloomburrow.
Yeah, there you go.
So
on the
it
street,
is true.
getting told about it.
I'm not just giving you a random anecdote that people say. It literally happened to me.
Literally happened to Maria.
This set is a hit. I have been loving every draft that I've been doing.
Oh, it's so much fun.
We're going to talk to you about how, if you also love Bloomburrow Draft, or maybe you haven't really jumped in yet, how you can secure yourself some W's, because we're going to look into the data behind the wins on 17lands.com and tell you what maybe you could be trying if you're not having luck, if you just want to have a little bit better win rate in your draft, that kind of thing. we're going to let you know what the science says behind the cards.
You know.
The
I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about it more.
Yeah, me too.
And I have one thing that I feel like I'm going to say, and I want to know if you agree with it, but we have to get around to it.
Okay, all right. That's a teaser for later.
Yeah.
Before we kick off the show, huge, big spanks to everybody who supports us on patreon.com/GLHF Magic.
Yes, thank you so much to everyone who is a listener, and especially to those of you who are patrons of the show. You keep us on the air.
On the cat's mouth.
Yeah.
We're broadcast for new listeners. We are broadcast out of your cats and dogs' mouths.
Yes.
So if you want to listen that way, that is a way we are available to be listened to. It is strange, but it works.
Yeah.
It's highly effective. Do we have any new patrons to thank this week?
Thank you so much to Paul, new patron Paul. Thank you, Paul. A round of applause for you.
Hey, that's
for
pretty
becoming
good.
a new patron.
I'll never apologize to you for becoming a patron.
Wow, Maria, hold on to it for when we have another Paul.
Oh yeah, I can't burn all the Pauls.
Don't burn all the Pauls.
What a way to say it.
Yee.
I also want to say thank you to the people who gave us a tip after episode 600.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. It was wonderful. We had a couple people just PayPal us. Highly appreciated. Thank you so much. We had such a blast recording that episode.
It was so much fun.
If you didn't listen to it, go do it.
Let me tell you, did you think that there is a song that could competently tell someone how to play a game of Magic?
Yeah.
Well, we sure try to make one.
Yeah, it still doesn't exist, but...
No, it still doesn't exist, but we tried. And that is what matters.
I'm telling you, that song... Megan, it was in my head for probably a week and a half after that episode recording.
Go find out what song we're talking about.
It's catchy. It's an earworm. Anyway, patreon.com/GLHF Magic. Become a new patron. Get access to awesome benefits. Get your name punned on this show. You know the whole deal. Early access to episodes. You get it all over there. So we recommend it. We're also going to give a shout out to Card Kingdom.
Yes. cardkingdom.com/GLHF, the place to go for all of your booster boxes, for all of your singles, for any of those accessories that you're grabbing. They are great.
Card Kingdom?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just felt the...
Interrupt me.
I felt the impulse to tell you that Card Kingdom, if you're buying cards, like if you're like wanting to build a Bloomburrow Commander deck or whatever, and you're like, I need to get a bunch of cards for my deck, they'll ship you everything that you buy in one order, so you're not sitting around waiting like, ooh, did that one card get lost in the mail? I have to track 6 different orders from different sellers. It comes to you in one package, one and done.
Yeah.
Cardkingdom.com/GLHF. Be sure to use our affiliate link for anything you buy over there.
Cardkingdom.com/GLHF. Card Kingdom, the Greece of the United States.
The Greece of Magic card sellers.
There you go.
A huge thank you as well to a brand new sponsor of the show, Dragon Shield. We love them so much.
Thank you to Dragon Shield. I played with their sleeves at the pre-release.
I mean,
what a joy to shuffle.
People were like looking at my sleeves with jealous eyes.
If you can complain about shuffling, we'll do it.
Yeah, that is true.
But there was no cause for complaint.
No, you can check them out. The link to them is in our show notes. Please use that for anything you want to buy. You can use code GLHF for 5% off whatever you order from them. I've been a fan of Dragon Shield ever since the very day I started playing Magic the Gathering, because you all know that I'm an accoutrement aficionado, and I want the best for my boys.
Yes.
And my boys being my cards, and they are going to be in the best sleeves, I swear to you, and those sleeves are Dragon Shield. So check them out. Code link in the description, and use GLHF at checkout. Save yourself some money.
There you go.
We're going to chat about Bloomburrow and tell you how to get some more wins for yourself if you're playing this set on Arena, in your local game store, or amongst friends at the kitchen table.
All right. But Maria, before we get into them details. I wanted to ask.
Yes.
What's your vibe on it? What's your vibe on Bloomburrow?
Unblemished vibes.
Unblemished vibes.
The vibes are perfect. The vibes are sitting at a pool. You've got the drink of your choice in your hand. You're laying back. You're relaxing. The sun is not too hot. It's just right. People are splashing and having a good time. Maybe you fell asleep for 15 minutes and then you woke up and you're like, oh, wow, here I am still at this pool.
Wow. And you were under an umbrella, so you didn't even get a sunburn.
Right. Yeah. No sunburn.
No sunburn.
There's a little book next to me. What is it you choose? That's the Bloomburrow vibes I'm having.
Yeah, that's great vibes.
To put that into practical terms, what I mean is I have been drafting this set more than any other set that I can remember.
I have drafted this set a lot.
And I ask myself, why is that? You know
Why
what I
is
mean?
that? It's cute. That's the reason.
Well, that is not nothing. I'm going to say that. It is fun to draft these cards.
Not nothing.
Because they're cute and adorable. I love to draft Typal
I want to
decks,
see them.
and I get to draft, say, I
Oh,
drafted
you can draft Typal.
bats. I drafted otters. Well, I'm not going to say I drafted otters because turns out, spoiler alert, that deck's not very good. But
I drafted otters. It wasn't good.
Yeah, so it
We'll
feels
talk
like
about
it
that.
should be, but whatever. I would get excited to be like, look at my cute little frogs deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about it that just makes you want to come back and do it again.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my hot take that I wanted to see.
I want you to just. Oh wait, I want you to describe the environment of Bloomburrow. I decided I had a pool party vibes.
Oh, okay.
Chill pool party.
My vibes is like, you're like having a nice hike in the woods, and then you stop at a picnic table and you have a snack.
Hike picnics, the best kind.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're so hungry.
Yes.
You're like you're feeling right for those snacks. My friend taught me about like
snacks.
No, there's like, the little packs of cheese and cracker and cheese.
Oh yeah, I sure do.
So there's like I don't remember who it is, if it's like Pepperidge Farm or whoever, but they have one that's like
Farm remembers.
A crossover with Doritos. It's like Doritos jalapeno. It's like
crackers?
Doritos jalapeno, like the cheese inside.
Oh.
It's like the cheese inside is like jalapeno Doritos cheese.
Okay.
And then they're like the crackers on the outside, and they're so good.
But the crackers are still normal.
Yes, the crackers are still normal.
But you're getting Doritos cheese.
It's like Doritos jalapeno spicy cheese on the inside, and it's so good.
See, I was shook because I thought the Doritos would be the outside because I associate Dorito with crispy.
With crispy. No, the Dorito was the cheese on the inside.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So
the
good.
Script.
Anyways, we couldn't find them the last time that we went to the store, but so if you ever see them, highly recommend as a hiking snack. They are so good.
Excellent.
I love a hiking snack. So like that's my vibe, right? Like you went on a nice long hike, you like had your great snacks and your nice cool water, and like now you're taking a nap afterwards.
Oh, fabulous.
Exactly. And it's like you saw some beautiful sights.
A bird looked at you.
You saw a deer through the trees. It was great. It's great.
See how we're describing Bloomburrow? It's like peaceful
It's so
and lovely.
cute.
And yet we're like murdering birds left and right. But
we are murdering birds left and right.
It's still
and other cute things.
Adorable
yes.
to do it. Do you have any hot takes on why you think it's so good?
Here's one hot take that I have. I don't know if it's about the quality, but I have felt like every draft, it has been so easy to find my lane.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it.
I have yet to finish a draft and be like, I don't know what I was supposed to be doing. By the end of every draft, I'm like, I was drafting my seat, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right.
I was drafting my seat hard.
And it's easier to know what it is. I mean, we said it's a typal set, like,
which
so
I do think is part of it.
We're mice,
yeah.
we're raccoons, we're otters or whatever. But like we do cross the streams, like in this too. Like you can play other mice in your bat stack or whatever.
Yes.
But I think it helps you find your lane and stick in it, and that's going to give you a more successful draft more often than not.
I do also think that it means that we can say firmly that otters are bad, because it's not like I drafted a bad version of the otters deck. I had some banger rares. I had a little bunch of banger rares.
I've also had a banger otter deck, and it did
not do well.
Yeah, it's too bad.
I think maybe it 4-3'd.
Yeah.
But like it was not like it was of the caliber that you're like, oh, this seems like one of the best versions of the Otters deck, and yet it 4-3'd.
Yeah.
And that is not great.
It's kind of disappointing because I think Otters would be the deck that everybody would want to draft.
I know.
And also it spells. It's a deck that a lot of people love.
Yes.
And honestly, hasn't been at the bottom of our color rankings in my memory ever.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Hey, do you know what? While we're talking about it, just speaking of color rankings, want to give a big congratulations to Simic.
I thought you were going to say Golgari because...
oh, that's true. But like Simic has been the one for a while now, right?
Yeah,
like Golgari was having a rough time in the last draft set, but I felt like Simic has been the one for a while, right? It was just like consistently on the bottom. And now that Frogs deck, it's
doing all right.
It is. And I think like my honest opinion is that it would have a higher win percentage if it were easier to pilot. Like I think that some amount of the Frogs deck loss losses
Yeah.
are how hard it is to play
It's
that
a
deck.
skill-intensive deck.
You have to make so many decisions.
Yes.
You are constantly making
And
decisions
doing things
in that
which
deck.
are counterintuitive to how you normally play Magic,
Yes,
too.
but I love playing it, obviously.
Yes.
Shout out to my Frogs players
Oh
out
man,
there.
when I was at the pre-release, I had a very, humbling moment when I realized that the Frogs deck was about bouncing your own creatures, and I was like, "Oh my god, the Frogs deck wants to bounce." And I couldn't believe that it took me that long to realize
The
it.
Frog deck want to bounce. They
So,
want to hop.
Let's talk about where the decks come in as far as color rankings are concerned.
Mhm.
Now, of course, caveat, you might draft, the nuts, and you might prove us wrong by getting 7 wins with otters or whatever. And we're not saying it happens every time, but this is just across the board.
Yeah.
So let's start at the top and go bottom? Or you want to go bottom to top?
No, let's start at the top. Celestia, baby.
Celestia, those bunny rabbits.
58.5. I am not surprised.
No.
It is a good deck.
It's a good deck. It's got good removal.
Yep.
It's got lots of tokens. It can go wide. It can pump those tokens for value. The 2-drop that pumps everything for 4 mana. What a deal.
What a deal.
It has the card Carrot Cake, which when somebody plays that against me, I think I'm going to lose the game.
Oh no, Carrot Cake is quite
It's
good.
so good.
Carrot Cake is quite
I play it in
good.
bats. Don't care. That card's amazing. We'll
Yeah.
talk more about it later.
Well, bats want that life gain.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, they do.
Next up is Golgari at 57.8.
Coming back from the trash zone here on the top of the podium. Silver medal.
Highway to the trash zone. Yeah, absolutely. It was doing bad. Now it's great. The value in Golgari is just astronomical.
Yeah, it is.
The value that deck can generate is absolutely absurd sometimes.
Squirrels.
They're just like, I don't know, make some foods, mill some cards, put some permanents back in my hand, kill your permanents. I also made a permanent while that was
5 forage.
happening.
Now I have more counters on my creatures.
Exactly.
They were dead anyway.
That deck is quite powerful.
I haven't
it just
drafted
has
it yet.
a lot of resilience. Me neither. I have not been in the seat for it yet.
Yeah, because people want it.
People want it bad.
They're hungry for that trash. Yum, yum.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
It's a real
Squirrels.
good squirrel.
Coming in at number 2.
Squirrel 'em.
Coming in at number 3, drumroll please, is Rakdos, black red.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is our lizard friends.
Oh, yeah. 56.9. This is mildly surprising to me. Because I will say that I haven't been overly impressed with lizards.
I've been got lizard, let me tell you.
Oh, I've had someone try to lizard me.
Uh-huh.
It didn't happen. Didn't work.
Viewers, I want you to know I'm drinking out of this cup, but it's not normal water.
No.
It's straight vodka. This is actually a LaCroix, an off-brand LaCroix, Target brand LaCroix. We stand Target.
Yeah.
Poured into a glass because my can had one of those things happen where the bottom pop out and it
Tropical
become
cherry.
a little round bottom.
Yeah.
And so you can't bounce it on anything. So I poured it into a glass, and let me tell you, I didn't know how my mouth would feel drinking LaCroix out of a glass.
How does it feel?
Like I'm at that pool party, let me tell
Yeah.
you. It is delightful.
Do you know what? I'm going to give everyone a recommendation right now.
Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna give you a real hot take again. I don't drink a ton of soda, but every once in a while I love to get like a nice glass bottle Coke from the grocery store.
Mexican Coke?
Yes,
Great.
they're so good. But specifically, I have like a little insulated cup. And you put some ice cubes in there, and you pour the Coke into it, and you put its little lid on, and you put a straw in, and
That's a treat.
It is the best Coca-Cola drinking experience that I believe that is to be had.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
Would you put, I don't know if I'm going to be right here, would you put a little slice in there? Would you put a little lime
lemon
slice?
or lime? Oh, absolutely. Yes.
All
If
right.
I were more casually having limes and lemons at my home,
What if
I would.
you put some cherry syrup in there? What do you
I
think
would
about
do
that?
that. Yes.
Hmm?
I'm talking about like at this point, like if we're adding nothing and we're
Okay,
just
yeah.
having like the
Pure
basic
experience.
Coke, like a pure Coca-Cola experience.
Yeah.
Just put it in a little insulated cup with some ice cubes, drink it out of a straw. It's going to change your Coca-Cola drinking life. It's so good.
Man, Coke, call us. We got an ad for you right here.
It's like so silly, but it's to the point where it's good enough that when I do it, it's just like, it feels
Oh,
like a lovely
yes.
little like treat. It's like, oh, like, look at this. I'm having like a whole little experience.
Do you know what I used to drink that I'm going to get roasted for?
Oh, wow. I'm ready. Let's hear it.
So one of my favorite things to do was to make a bowl of popcorn. This is when I just graduated college. This was my phase. I would put a glass of skim milk and I would put ice in it and I would drink it out of a sippy cup.
Absolutely not.
I can't believe I've just confessed that to the world.
Absolutely not. Skim milk.
With ice.
We start with skim milk and then we put ice cubes in it.
Water it down even more. Yeah.
Skim milk with ice cubes is one of the most heinous beverages I have heard of.
And then I drank it out of a sippy cup.
No.
That's point number 3. We can't neglect that. Oh, I'm sorry,
Skim milk
listeners.
with ice cubes.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, do you want some water that tastes like vaguely like dairy? No. Let me tell you that there's something I don't want.
It smacks
and
of
that's
dairy.
it.
Yeah. Coming in at number 4.
Okay.
At where are we now? 56.9 was our last one.
56.2 Orzhov. Those bat boys.
Bats, my favorite deck for sure.
Oh, so I love the bats.
I love the bats.
Although I will say the one bats deck that I had was, once again, I felt like I was in the sea. I had the rare bat that bring back other bats.
Oh, I love that.
I had the bat that gets you other bats if you gain or lose. Right? Like it was perfect, and I still think that one was only a 4/3.
Oh, really?
I don't know what was up with it.
Interesting.
I'll have to consider. I'll have to go back and consider.
I posted Come On My Bats deck in the Discord for patrons if you want to check them out. They were both 6 winners, and I probably could have got 7 if I actually played Magic a little better. But like they were, I don't know. Yeah. I love Gain and Drain. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's go, bats.
It's nice.
Love
maybe
to fly.
I might have just been attacking too much. I maybe should have been working the Gain and Drain a little more.
Well,
I don't know.
Let me ask you about this card. What the heck is it even called?
The monolith.
Yes.
Monolith.
The monolith?
The sinister monolith.
Is that what it's called? How did you know that's what I was going to say?
I just felt it in my bones.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow. That's weird that you knew that.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm trying to find it on Scryfall, but I typed in Sinister, but I spelled it wrong. And then I typed in Monolith, but I spelled it wrong. So it was going to bring up something with a monk on it. Wrong. This is 3 to black artifact. Uncommon. At the beginning of combat on your turn, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Tap, pay 2 life. Sacrifice it, draw 2 cards. Sorcery speed only.
Yeah.
I love this card. Sorry.
Yeah.
Haters.
No, it's great.
I think it's incredible.
I'm into it.
It triggers all of your bats. It'll activate all of them.
It activate all those bats.
It just sits there.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the number of times when I was like, ooh, I might lose this game. I played Sinister Monolith and I was like, never mind. I'm never losing this game in a million years.
Great.
I've never cracked it, never a single time. I've just let it sit there.
Interesting.
That's all I wanted from it.
Yeah.
Just
yeah. All right. I'm into it. It's a good card.
Sinister Monolith.
Right after bats is frogs.
Frogs.
56.1, bare 0.1 percentage below it.
Very close.
We talked about this. I think that this deck is very powerful and also very hard to pilot.
Yeah, I've gotten wrecked by frogs for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It is probably the deck that I'm most afraid to play against.
Yeah, if I see frogs, I'm like terrified.
Yes, because it's like, oh, they're going to do something powerful and I just have to hope that they mess up.
You're right, exactly. Because
it's like essentially what's going on
can't
there.
outvalue them.
No
way. You're going to be bouncing those little 1/1s that draw your card back to your hand, play it again. Sometimes not even back to your hand. It just flickers it. Draw a card again. Yeah.
Those ones are also really tight with the next ones, which are Gruul at 55.4 and Boros at 55.2.
Nice.
I posted in our Discord yesterday a raccoons deck that I drafted.
On brand.
Maria, it was so
on brand.
Good. Hold on. You're going to look at this and you're going to be like, this deck is disgusting.
How many take out the trash you have?
I had no taking out the trash. We were not.
No trash.
I don't take out the trash.
You leave it in the house and eat it later.
I leave it in the house. I did have 3 copies of Quake Tusk board.
Okay.
Let me tell you. And I had 2 copies of Wandertail Mentor, which is the uncommon 2/2 that taps for red or green. And whenever you expend 4, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. And so basically you play that on 2, and then the next turn you literally expend 4 because it taps for 1 also. I had Byway Barterer, which is the Menace Raccoon. When you expend 4, you can like discard your hand and draw 2.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I have wheeled copies of Hoarder's Overflow, which is the 1 in a red enchantment. When it enters and when you expend 4, you put a stash counter on it. And then you can pay 1 in red, sacrifice it, discard your hand, and draw cards equal to the number of stash counters on it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're doing this when your hand is empty.
Yep.
Every time. And I have drawn, every time I was literally drawing 4 to 5 cards.
It's so gross.
And people just are like,
no, they pass it.
They just are you not reading this card?
They pass that card.
Literally 4 to 5 cards that I drew every single time off of it. And that's just absolutely busted.
The Quake Tusk Boar situation, that's the 5/5 trample haster.
Yes.
What else does that have?
Reach. Why?
Why does a boar have reach?
I don't know. They just decided to slap another word on there.
They probably were worried about the bats.
Yes.
Yeah, nasty.
Absurd.
I had a deck. Maria cackles. I had a deck. I can't remember if it was draft or sealed. I think it was draft, where I had a full 4 of the green version of this boar, which is the elk. The 6/6 elk with flash, vigilance, and reach.
Yes.
That elk, pack one, pick one, that elk every day.
Oh gosh, that elk is.
And I had 4 of them.
Yeah.
And it was very funny because in one game I played all 4 and my opponent at the end was like, nice.
Nice.
Like, what can you
literally,
do?
every time, by the time I played a third Quake Tusk Boar, my opponents were always like, nice.
You got to give the nice.
And you're like, yeah.
Nice where nice is due.
Especially if you play this Quake Tusk Boar on like turn 4 and people are like, nice. And you're like, yep. I know
like, 2 more of those.
Just so you know, more of that where it's coming from. I also had Dragonhawk Fate's Tempest, which is the big dragon. It's like a 5/5.
The one that when you come in, it
exiles cards.
Yeah.
Which I only played a couple of times and always got I never once attacked with it. It got killed.
No, it gets
every
killed.
time.
But also you don't have to attack with it.
No, that's true.
It just sits there and then they take damage.
Anyways.
Okay, so that's
that deck was absurd.
So that's Gruula's Raccoons. Mice is Boros. I still haven't gotten the mice deck. I'm still waiting for it to come to me.
My first draft, which was a 7/1, was mouse deck. And I was simply
You had Mabel.
I had Mabel. Look at this. This was I put 16 lands. I had a friend who was like, I think this could have been 15.
Absolutely.
Which I think it might have.
Yes,
yeah,
I played a lot of 16 land decks in this format.
Anyways, once again, this one was obviously so busted.
I love the mice.
It's so good. It's really, really good. This one had 2 copies of Mouse Trapper in it. It obviously had Mabel. Mouse Trapper is the one that when you target it taps something.
Yeah. Oh, Intrepid Rabbit. Can we just take a moment?
Oh, yeah. Intrepid Rabbit.
This is the 3/2 for 3 mana. It has Offspring for 1, which is ridiculous.
Yes.
And when it comes into play, it gives +1/+1 to something.
Mm-hmm.
This card's dumb.
So dumb.
Louis Scott Vargas called it Writhing Chrysalis.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Yeah.
Quite good.
Really
Anyways, this deck was great. Like everything either had Valiant or targeted something.
So sick.
It was like the 2 things that the deck did.
Raccoon Rallier. We were talking about crossing the streams earlier.
Raccoon Rallier exists to live in mouse deck.
Yes,
I think.
Raccoon Rallier lives in the mouse deck. I don't know what it's trying to be in the raccoon deck.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Why? I mean, I guess the raccoon came and lived with mice is my interpretation of the story here, because this raccoon tap it and target.
You might be like,
creature
I don't
gets haste.
understand why you're just giving it haste. No. You are targeting it.
You are targeting it.
You're triggering Valiant.
Yes, you are triggering Valiant every time.
Yeah.
You can see this one. Oh, I had so many tricks. I had Might of the Meek. I had Crumb and Get It. I had Heartfire Hero. This is the 1/1 mouse that when you target it, it gets a +1/+1 counter. And when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to an opponent.
Great.
And let me tell you, there were plenty of games where it's like, that was just the reach that you needed. Like literally you just make this a 6/6 mouse eventually and you get them to 6. And 6 can be a lot for an aggro deck to try and get the last part of.
Yeah.
But then you're like, well, either
block it or don't.
Either block it or don't. But like this mouse gonna kill you.
You're gonna die to this mouse. You know, when going through these decks too, it's kind of jumped into my mind that it feels like these decks are great at feeling like what they are, the animals they are. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The mice deck
it does feel like
feels like little mice who would go into battle for you, and you target them and they get a bonus. The bat deck feels very batty. They're flying over and they're not necessarily dealing a ton of damage, but they're gaining and draining in their bat way. I don't know. I kind of really like that. The forage thing feels very squirrely.
Yeah.
The raccoons, I don't know if that really tracks for me, but whatever.
I think that they're just big. You know, they're just like big. They're tumbling around.
I wish it was called a trash counter and not a stash counter.
That's true. I just feel like the raccoons are tumbling around, you know, making chaos.
They're tumbling.
They're tumbling around, making some chaos.
All right, now we're going to turn to the decks that have a little bit of a lower score as far as things are concerned with their win rate.
Although, again, these are all pretty close. The lowest one that we'll get to, which is Otters, is 50.5, and the highest is 58.5. We have had bigger spreads than 8.
Yes, we have.
So
we have.
But yeah, okay. So we had Gruul and Boros.
Yep. So up next is
there's Dimir,
Yep.
and then Azorius right after that.
Yeah. So Dimir's 54.3. This is the Rats deck.
The Rats, I've played against very few Rat stacks.
I played against
have
zero.
Not been impressed when I've played against them.
None.
It just did not feel
I think
strong.
the problem is their deal is threshold, where you want 7 things in your graveyard.
And it's not, I feel like it's too hard to get and the bonuses are not big enough.
Correct. It's difficult to achieve that.
Yeah, those are the two things that are happening.
So I just think it's a little too hard to threshold yourself. And then you're like, okay, I got it.
And so what?
So what?
Right, for the most part, it's like nothing
not a
else
big
really
enough
happening.
splash.
Yeah.
Azorius is our Flyers deck, our birds, 53.1.
I feel like maybe part of this is just that like those birds are getting put into other decks, right? I feel like maybe these colors are just being split.
There's people just
like the white ones are
going
going into mice decks because there's a lot of nice targeting.
Or they're going to a bat set because they just want a flyer.
Or it goes into that. And I think blue, again, like there's a lot of stuff that it's like, it's good to flicker, right? There's like the one bird that like puts a +1/+1 counter on something when it enters.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, put that in the, or no, I guess that one's white, but like there's like plenty of blue ones too that can go in the frogs deck or another blue decks.
Right.
It just feels like it's not so much the weakness of white blue as opposed to like those colors
People
just
are
getting
siphoning it.
split into other stuff.
Dimir's black removal is going to be taken by bats players or by lizards players. They don't care. Removal is removal. It can go in any color. You know what I'm saying? So like people are going to steal it from you. And it's not conditional removal in black. It's the card fell. You kill anything.
For sure.
The end.
Saver. The removal
Instant
in this
speed.
set.
-2/-2.
Whoo.
Yes, it is very good.
Love it.
And sadly, finally, otters at the bottom of the pile.
We talked
50.5.
Oh, that's a pretty rough fall off for otters.
It's so sad because the cards are great, like prowess otters, and you've got.
They seem so cool.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
I think that it's just like creatures in the set get kind of big, kind of fast,
and the otters
simply do not. And I also feel like there is some stuff in otters in like, especially in blue, that's trying to be like more tempo-y, bouncy.
Because of the frogs.
But there's so much stuff in the set that has good enter the battlefield triggers.
Yeah.
There's too much, like there's so much stuff.
Point.
There have been times when I've literally had a bounce spell in my hand and I'm like, I don't want to bounce any of their creatures.
Absolutely.
I don't want to bounce a single one. Or times when an opponent has bounced one of my things and I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't mind.
No, sure. Go ahead.
That's fine.
Please put it back in my hand.
Yes.
Yeah, like Runaway Together. That card is usually much better than it is in this set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What I mean is like being able to be played outside of frogs.
Yeah.
You'd be like, okay, I get rid of something of theirs and that's fine. But now if you're like, I'm bouncing a frog, you're like, oh
no,
God.
There's so much stuff I simply don't want to bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great point.
I think that's a big part of it.
All right, that's a look at the color data, but what do the cards themselves say? Let's take a look at some of the best commons in the set. We're sorting them by game in hand win rate, which means how likely are you to win the game if this card is in your opening hand. We're going to look at the top 10 overall across all of the colors here, and it's going to tell us a little story.
All right, let's go. Carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
You were talking about this.
Number 1.
This card is good.
This card is 1 and a white for an artifact food at common. When it enters the battlefield and when you sacrifice it, create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token and scry 1. And then you pay 2 tap, sacrifice it, you gain 3 life. This card's stupid. It does everything you want.
It's so good.
You gain life. You make food. You make tokens. 2 tokens.
Yeah. I will say, I do know one place where it is not that good. And it is if you are playing red-green and they're playing this. I did not care when someone played this when I was playing raccoons.
Oh, I
was like, sure,
scared of it.
make a 1/1.
I trample.
Exactly.
I laugh in your face
I do not,
of your carrot cake.
But for the most part, like that was the only scenario where I was not caring about this. The rest of the time they play this and you're like, woof.
Just pick this card. It goes way too late, everybody.
Yeah.
Next up, number 2, Savor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the removal in this set, so good. 1 and a black, instant. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Create a food token.
Fabulous. You can use it as a trick on their turn. For some reason, I feel like people are not expecting Savor out there right now. And they make a bad attack. And you're like, wow, I've killed your creature. My creature has survived. And I have a food token.
Nice.
G to the G, my friend. Next up, the cutest card in the set, number 3, Cash Grab.
Yeah, 1 and a green, instant, mill 4 cards. You may put a permanent card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. If you control a squirrel or return a squirrel card to your hand this way, create a food token. I feel like it want to be in squirrels. Like you want that food token.
Absolutely. I was surprised when I saw it on the list though, because it kind of seems so unassuming. It seems like a card you would like put in maybe 23rd. You're like, oh, sure, I'll put a cash grab in there. So my question is why is this so high on the list?
I think it's in squirrels. You get squirrel, you make food. Too good.
Too good.
You want to forage, right? You're just like putting stuff, like you're creating so much forage material.
Yeah. And the card selection with it is really, really great. You're seeing so many cards. I mean, it's good early in the game and late in the game. You're going to be able to take whatever you want, basically, from your graveyard.
Next up, we have that old Intrepid Rabbit.
So intrepid.
God, this card is so good.
Oh.
2 and a white for a 3/2 with Offspring 1. When this creature enters, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
Sick.
Would you like to trigger Valiant on 2 different Valiant creatures?
That seems good.
Knock yourself out.
Do you want to do it for 4 mana? This is the cheapest Offspring, man. This should be 2.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's 1.
It's absurd. It's quite good. It's quite good. Also, this rabbit is super
very cute.
Really cute.
Coming in at number 5, another very cute card. It's me and Megan in Baker's Bane Duo.
It literally just is us. We're going to eat this pie.
Hey, you're wearing a great hat, by the way.
Thank you. I like your outfit.
Do I have an outfit on?
Yeah.
Oh, I do. It's made of leaves.
It's very cute.
Very cute. This is 1 and green for 2/2 Squirrel Raccoon. When it enters, create a food token. Whenever you expend 4, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
Nice.
Card slaps.
Exactly. It slaps.
You play it early, it's a 2/2, and then, surprise, it's a 3/3 the rest of the game.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
This one.
And you got a food.
And I got a food. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Number 6, Scales of Shale. I almost couldn't say that card name right.
I have never seen this card in my life.
This card doesn't exist?
Never seen this card in my life. Didn't know it existed.
I have never had it played against me. I don't think.
Yeah.
I've seen it in my opponent's hand. They discarded it.
2 and a black, instant. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each lizard you control.
Oh, wow.
Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn.
Like shedding butt backwards is the
gross.
flavor text. You.
No, don't like it. Do you know what? I mean, it sounds good.
I mean, if you're paying a single black for this in lizards, like.
Never seen it before in my life.
Your opponent's dying.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Number 7.
Tree Guard Duo.
Cute.
Yeah.
Frog Rabbit. 3 and a green for a 3/4. When it enters until end of turn, target creature you control gets vigilance and +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. It's just a house.
Yeah. You know what? That vigilance is especially.
Yeah.
Right? It's just good.
That's very true.
It's just good.
Number 8.
Pond Prophet. I love this card.
Yeah, boy.
It's a 1/1.
Here come that boy.
It's hybrid green blue for a creature frog advisor. When it enters, draw a card. Yes, please.
Yep.
How many times can you make this card enter the battlefield?
I think I saw somebody do it in game against me 4 times.
Yeah, just like kind of like an unlimited number of times.
As many times as possible.
Like, go ahead. Cycle them through again, friends.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Coming in at number 9, Nocturnal Hunger.
No surprise that this
huge card.
Yeah. 2 and a black for an instant gift of food. Destroy target creature. If the gift wasn't promised, you lose 2 life. Great.
Whatever, you get to decide.
It doesn't matter. Especially, do you know what, in bats, plenty of times you're like, let's lose the like, please.
It's fine.
I would love to.
No drawback. Coming in at number 10 to round out our list is Head of the Homestead.
Do you want 1 million creatures in one card? Would you like 1 billion rabbits?
3 Celestia for a 3/2 rabbit at common. When it enters, you make 2 white rabbit creature tokens. They're 1/1s.
Why?
Dumb.
3 creatures. 5 mana, 3 creatures. Here you go.
Card's great.
Just absurd.
Card's great.
Just absurd.
That top 10 is all timers.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Good. So
what
good.
an incredible top 10 we have across white, black, green, and blue-green.
There is a blue-green.
Okay.
There's a blue-green, and that's it.
But not a lot of blue cards high up on this list. I don't think blue is very good in this set.
No, it's having a rough time.
The first blue card we see is Dire Downdraft. First only blue card, and that's that like counter. Wait.
Yeah, no, this is the one that it puts
on top of the
creature on top or on bottom.
Yeah.
1 less if it targets an attacking or tapped creature.
Yeah, so blue's having a little bit of a struggle moment here in this set. Red as well, not represented until Take Out the Trash.
Yeah.
Which is higher up, but after that, There's still not a lot of red on this list in the higher echelon. So
although that being said, red is still doing okay, right? We still had some red, like we still have Boros and Gruul kind of in the middle of the pack.
Held up by white, I'm going to argue.
No, I think so.
And they're multicolor cards.
Yeah.
Because that would give us a clue as to why Otters is not doing so well.
Yeah.
Either.
Blue and red. It's just
not very
having
strong.
a rough time.
Yeah. So there's a look at the top commons overall.
Yeah.
What an incredible set this has been to draft, I've got to say. I don't know. We've mentioned some theories we have as to why it's so good, but all I can say is I want to draft it again right now.
Maria, I wish that there was going to be a pro tour where they were drafting this. I want to see people draft this.
I saw somebody online ask, what the heck? Why isn't there a pro tour Bloomburrow? It's like, oh,
I want it.
It's because we just had one.
It.
But like, just put another one in
we
there,
want
Wizards.
It would be so cute.
5 a year. Are we asking too much?
I want to see them draft this set. I think it would be so good.
I think it'd be adorable. And also, we just had rotation. Let's not forget about that.
Oh, yeah.
The tragedy we're having of not having a rotation pro tour is hitting me right now. We're going to get one with Duskmorn. But, that's the World Championship. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And that's later this year in October.
Yeah, and exactly. It will be Duskmorn. It won't be Bloomburrow.
Yeah, so
we want Bloomburrow.
What I'm saying is we need to go back to Bloomburrow and we need a Bloomburrow Pro Tour.
Immediately.
Because
next year. Just push over whatever.
How are we not doing a segment where Marshall is forced to wear little bunny ears? I don't know.
Come on.
For that alone,
it
needs to happen. He'll be so mad about it. It'll be
Don't you
so
want
funny.
Don't you want that? Wow, what a cute set.
What a cute set we
What
have,
a good draft
everybody.
set.
What a great draft set. What a fun
What a
time.
good time.
Go out there and draft it if you haven't yet. We can't recommend it enough. We're so happy to see so many people also being drawn into the game of Magic through Bloomburrow, which I think is absolutely wonderful. We've had people say to us, hey, I don't really play Magic, but now I'm starting to pick it up because of Bloomburrow. Wizards, are you listening? Like, I think this kind of stuff is important. And this set is really delivering. So I'm very, very, very pleased. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. We love Bloomburrow. We'll talk more about it. We're not done, even though Duskmorn comes out next month.
No, it doesn't.
The pre-release is the weekend of the 21st of September.
No.
Wait. The 21st of September.
Oh, crossover confirmed.
Crossover confirmed. Earth, Wind, and Fire announcing the Duskmorn pre-release. Maria's dream coming true.
Wow.
It's one of the all-time songs.
It is an all-time
top
song.
10. I would put in that my top 10 mix. Anyway, thank you, everybody. If you want to support the show, if you like what we do every week, we would so love to have you as part of the family over on patreon.com/GLHF Magic. It's hard out here being a content creator, and we need all the help that you can give, and we thank you so much for everybody who does, in fact, help us. We've got rewards for you.
Thank you so much to Paul, new patron Paul.
Let's hear it.
A round of applause.
Pauls for Paul.
Thank you so much to Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/GLHF. Card Kingdom, the Greece of places to buy cards.
And thank you to Dragon Shield. You can check them out. Link is in our show notes if you want sleeves, play mats. They make binders as well. Please use the code GLHF at checkout to get yourself 5% off on whatever you get. I'm not kidding. The sleeves are the best. I use some of the Starry Night sleeves that are like have a dragon in them. They've got kind of a little of a diamond shine on them. They're phenomenal.
Yes.
Go check them out. Link in the show notes, everybody.
All right.
And if you're watching this video on YouTube, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and ring the bell for notifications so that you can know when our content is posted. Otherwise, they'll hide it from you forever because it's like a fun game of hide and seek for them.
Why?
And we need you to help us.
We need you to help us find us.
This week, Commander Arcade, everybody.
Yes.
New episode, by the way.
New episode.
We're so excited for you to see this. This is a mana value 1 through 4 episode.
Oh, it's great. It's so much fun.
Every deck, 1 is mana value 1 only in the deck. 2, 3, and 4.
Yes.
The decks are phenomenal. It's such a cool and unique idea. We hope you check it out. It's going to be dropping on Friday for everybody.
Such a good
in the
time.
world. Patrons, you get access to this episode a day early on Thursday. Can't wait for you to see it because the game, it is one of the funniest games I think we play.
Yes. It's a good time.
It gets funnier and funnier the longer you watch. So you've got to watch the whole episode because the hilarity just kind of just snowballs. And
All
we kind of
right.
like get a little loopy in that game too,
Yes.
which is very fun for everyone to see. So go check that out. That's youtube.com/@GLHF everybody have a fabulous week/weekend. We're so happy to be a part of your magical life.
Yeah.
And thank you for being part of ours. Go and draft some bats, okay? That's the sound a bat makes. It made Megan
I
cough.
know. It made me cough. That allergy confirmed.
Megan, do the sound a rabbit makes.